In Dubuque, Iowa, a track shoots up 189 feet up a limestone cliff. It's the world's shortest, steepest railroad. This 2-minute ride exists because a 19th century banker hated his commute and loved his naps. Hi, I'm Sandy from Sandy Over 70. Welcome to my channel. One of the stops on my recent river cruise on American Cruise Lines was in Dubuque, Iowa. This was my first visit to the Midwest, and unfortunately, it was raining that day. I put on my new rain cape, which I'd never worn before, and got on the Loop, which is the hop-on, hop-off bus system provided by American Cruise Line, and got off at the Fenelon Place Elevator Company. This is a funicular. We're in Cable Car Square in Dubuque, and we are heading toward the cable car to go to the grain elevator this morning. It was raining, but right now it has stopped. A funicular railway is distinguished from a regular incline elevator in that it has two vehicles that counterbalance one another rather than two independently running cars. I'm standing at the bottom of a limestone cliff in Dubuque, Iowa, looking up at 296 feet of track that shoots 189 feet skyward at a grade so steep it feels like a roller coaster that the engineers forgot to finish. The ride costs $4 round trip and lasts 2 minutes. It exists because a 19th century banker hated his commute and loved his naps. At the base, a tiny red station looks like it was drawn by a kid. It was tricky trying to figure out how to get on. Finally, I found the car, and there were two people sitting in it, and I was very confused. They said, "Come on in." Be going up there, and this is where you sit and wait, or is this the car?
So come on in and sit down.
Is this the car?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But we decided to wait for the next car. Well, that was the one that was on its way down as this car went up. The car is very narrow with benches facing upward. A twin car acts as a counterweight. When one car goes up, the other car comes down. The car lurches forward, and the rooftops tilt as the Mississippi River comes into view. My stomach dips even though we're barely moving. The fear isn't speed, it's the angle. We clunk onto the upper platform, and the door opens to a postcard view of 3 states: Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin. It's a perfect bit of Americana, homemade engineering, and a spectacular view. It's interesting because right behind us, of course, is the city. And see it right there? And the story goes, and actually the person here who's running it confirmed this story, that the relative of his, I don't know if it was his grandfather or his father, wanted to get home for lunch quicker, and so apparently his house was up here and he worked down there in the city, and so he had this cable car built so he could do that, and I believe it's still family run. Okay, we just got in this little cable car thing, and we're going to go back down, and this is really old and rickety, kinda scary. And here we go. It's creaky, but also I hear a little horn tooting. Well, that was fun. We just took a rickety cable car all the way to the top there. And I've been on a lot of cable cars and funiculars, and that was the ricketiest one. I have ever been on. We're in Dubuque, Iowa on this cloudy day, but we did manage to see some of the city before it started raining again. There is a museum and aquarium right here at the dock near where the ship docked, but unfortunately, due to the weather, we don't have time to go in there. Back to the ship just in time for lunch. The nice thing about a riverboat is that they can just pull up anywhere and lower the gangway, and we can get off and on the ship with ease. I hope you enjoyed this ride up the cliff with me in the Fenelon elevator. If you did, please click the like button and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already done so. Now you have a great day.